Hello, Giblet Sphincters. I am PsyStarcraft here with another Zerg versus Protoss on Tal'Darim Altar. I have in the top right as vilePsY as the red Zerg, and my opponent DoctaD in the bottom left as the blue Protoss. So many Psy games lately. I've been laddering like a beast, mostly sober. So no more 1 in 15 records for the day. Actually, yesterday I think I went 11 and 8, which is the worst I've done since I was sober. But I have been laddering a lot more, and I've been streaming almost every day. If you want to know when I am streaming, you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter at PsyStarcraft. I try not to spam your inboxes with anything useless. Sometimes I will post a picture of Isaac. I gotta admit, man, that cat is adorable despite how goddamn annoying he is. And other than that, I usually just post about streaming. You can also follow me on Twitch TV at PsyStarcraft, and you'll get notifications when I stream and all kinds of good stuff like that. But today is Friday, which means I will be doing Friday fan games, and I'm going to do it a little different this time. Instead of casting every single fan game, which can clog up your inbox in YouTube, and a lot of people probably just X through them like, oh my gosh, all these newbie fan games, I'm going to be streaming them instead and just doing normal casts, as you can see from this cast, for Friday. So here's your chance to be famous on my stream, or semi-e-famous, and by e-famous I mean like, I don't know, 1,000 viewers if I'm lucky, and try to take down PsyStarcraft. I will play anyone of all levels of skill, Master, Grandmaster, Bronze, and you can try hard against me, you can try silly tactics, you can play just because you want to say you played me. I don't really care, I just want to play some games with some fans and reach out and show my appreciation. With a reaching out and a reach around. This probe being so annoying. A lot of times you can actually catch these probes if you pull off like 4 drones and take it out. And you're probably wondering, why are you pulling 4 drones right here, Psy? Well, first of all, I see the forge first, and secondly, my drone actually saw this second probe. And when there's 2 probes, your opponent usually has the intent of cannoning, and that's exactly what he was going to try to do. So I'm going to pull 4 drones, try to prevent that. First of all, you want to prevent cannons from getting boxed in right here. That's one location, and also a 3 pylon wall off right here is the other location. And actually I thought I would be okay, so pulling 2 of them back only with 2 drones right now, and it looks like he might have tried to get over there and cannon that part, but he's not going to, and instead he's going to flee with his probes and throw down that nexus. And of course this drone is going to see that. If I was paying 100% attention, I would have tried to block this nexus as long as I could, but DoctaD was able to throw it down. But lucky for me, I was able to expand with my 15 hatch and throw down a pool around 16 or 17, now getting my gas as well. Usually, when you get your gas, you're going to be getting 100, getting early link speed, then pulling off 2 or 3 workers. It's kind of the Nest T style. When he fast expands, he pulls off 2 or 3 workers. Usually just 2, and the gas is ready. Going to be transferring some drones to it. You see I did already transfer to my natural, and I'm just going to make 2 Zerglings. When your opponent fast expands, you don't really need more than 2. Sometimes you'll get 4, and you just want to kind of keep them at the ramp. If you can, you might be able to sneak by a cannon and get some more scouting information, but I don't recommend trying that. And then you're just going to drone up, and when droning up, there's only a couple things you need to do. You need to land every single inject, and I'm still not harvesting gas. Holy cow, I thought I already transferred on there, so that's kind of a mistake. No point in having a geyser up so early if you're not going to mine from it, I suppose, but I will rectify that mistake. There we are. Now I'm mining that gas, but that's not going to be too hurtful as far as, getting the Zergling speed late, because you don't really need it at this point. I'm actually going to have a higher mineral economy because of that. But as I was saying, if there are 2 things you need to do properly at this point in the game, is not lose a Zergling for no reason, almost 2 Zerglings, and you need to inject larva. There's nothing going on in the game. Hotkey your queens the best way you know how, and inject, because that's so important. And number 2, never supply cap yourself. Always produce tons of excess overlords. Notice how I was at 12 excess food. Now I'm at 7, and I'm still making another overlord. So I'm going to be at, 15 excess food. It's incredibly important to always overproduce overlords, or almost always overproduce overlords. Now, one popular response to this Nexus first play from the Protoss is to, take a 3rd base. It'd be kind of dangerous to take a 3rd base here or here, especially with this pylon placement. Very smart foresight from DoctaD. Or place the hatch right here while you bust down these rocks. Some players will get 6 or 8 lings a lot earlier to bust down these rocks, so you can take that fast 3rd. But I'm choosing the tech route. As you can see, my fast layer is on the way. I've got 3 gas, and still I'm just droning up 4 gas almost. Droning up at 39, and it's a bit, it hurts your mineral economy to get so many gases so early when you're only on like 39 drones. As you can see here, it just kind of looks silly with how few drones I had before those guys popped out. But I think it's worth it, and, you know, it's really funny how I'm going to try to be sneaky by teching up like this, and he's just going to walk right in, see my lair, and know that it is a fast lair. So that was kind of silly. And it looks like he's responding with some gateways or some stargates. I don't know if he saw the lair and then made the stargates or the other way around, but what I was thinking at this point is, alright, that was a stupid mistake. I had nothing preventing a probe from just waltzing right on in to see what I was doing. I think he's going to be expecting mutas, because that's usually what you get when you fast declare. So I'm going to be going infestors instead, and I thought this would give me a chance of, you know, picking off a large group of Phoenix, and, you know, avoiding that air versus air battle, which Zerg usually lose in unless they go Corruptors, and then the Corruptors are slow, they can't really do any damage, and it's just a big messy situation. So instead of going mutas and trying to take out Phoenix with mutas and Corruptors, I'm deciding to go with Infestors. Here comes the Evolution Chamber, a bit late, maybe want to start my upgrade sooner. But the saturation is great, 57 to 45. I am completely saturated. I've always said you need about 26 on each base. 27 or 28 doesn't hurt to be fully saturated, especially as Zerg when you want to split your harvesters between several bases. So I'm looking good on the harvester count. I really need to bust down these rocks and take a third, but this map, not the greatest for taking third bases for Zerg, and you'd really have to get out earlier Zerglings to take down those rocks. So DoctaD just massing up the Phoenix. He's actually getting +1 air weapons and some ground armor for his toss units. He must already have ground attack. Yes, indeed he does. Busting down his own rocks, preparing for a third. And here comes my macro hatch. Unfortunately, I couldn't yet put this at the rocks. I still need to make a couple more lings. Looks like I'm going to be using these lings to do some scouting, some forward scouting. Infestors are out, of course, being started when the pathogen glands are at 30 seconds or later, so they come out with that extra energy. And I see these Phoenix and I'm like, yes, it worked. He saw that I was going lair. He assumed it would be a Spire. Now he's getting Phoenix, so that made me really happy. I realized that if he does try to go for Phoenix Harass, I'm going to have 6 Infestors to fungal all the Phoenix. And it's going to be awesome. Now, almost busting down these rocks. +1 melee attacks on the way. Here come the Phoenix. Did I see them? I don't really know. He is going to be flying in. Here come the Infestors, catching all but 1 Phoenix. And this Queen is going to beat away. Unfortunately, it does take a lot of fungals to kill Phoenix without any support. This Queen support is going to be helpful. Whoa! Oh, and botching up my fungal a little bit right there. And looks like I'm only going to end up killing 3 of the Phoenix with 6 uses of fungal growth, maybe 7 uses. So not the most impressive fungal growths in the world, that's for sure. But you know, just completely shutting down his Stargate play is so nice. Such a nice feeling. And now he's not even using them, so very cool right there. I'm still making lings. That macro hatch has completed, and I'm taking my third base. Now, this third base isn't as soon as I'd like it to be, but it is before Protoss's third base, so that's always good. Oh my gosh, what do we have here? We have a fast hive. The reason I went this fast hive is because I'm going a silly build already, you know, quick lair into Infestors, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to go mutas, but when he scouted me, I switched it up. And so I'm like, you know what? I feel like I've already got the melee attack. I'm already in lair tech with an infestation pit, so I don't really want to make the switch to Hydras or Roaches or anything like that. So I'm just going to go another screwed up fungal right there. I didn't get that fungal off. So I'm just going to go quick hive and try for ultras with some okay attack upgrades. And actually you can see my money is incredibly high. And that's what happens when you're spending all your gas on Infestors and all your minerals on lings. They don't have the best ratio of mineral to gas spending compared to how much larva they cost. And I do force a cancellation of that Nexus. Was it worth losing 20 plus lings? I don't know. I think it was. Now he's going to throw it down again. Ling's incredibly expendable, especially when you have 2,000 minerals. And this is often a side effect of going unusual builds, is floating a lot of excess minerals. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'd probably use another queen for this, but my hive is up. I'm going adrenal glands, getting +1 armor. And also getting an Ultralisk Cavern. And Ultralisks with plus armor are very good against Zealots. He does have that +1 attack. Looks like he's starting the +2 attack. His Twilight Council is up. Getting Psionic Storm, which is going to be so potent against these Zerglings. I wonder what he's seen. Has he seen? He hasn't seen the hive. Looks like he's a bit wary of rolling on into my base with his phoenix, but he is producing a lot of zealots, which are going to be effective against the lings, pretty effective against the ultras as far as taking damage goes. But the harvest count is still looking great, man. 76 to 61. This this hatchery is going down. He can see that I am positioning that hatchery, so I guess this is just a really good placement. If you're a Zerg player, you want to scout out the ledges around your expansions. Oh, this might be a mistake. He's actually using his first 2 High Templar, and 4 Ultras on the way, by the way, and kind of splitting first 2 High Templar or 4 to make 2 Archons when you could be saving energy with those first 2. It seems like if you're going to make Archons, you want to use the later High Templar to do it, and yeah, see, these 2 aren't going to be Archons, so these guys could have had a lot more energy. But Archon Zealot, High Templar, I gotta say that's a pretty solid response to Ultra Ling Infestor. He might choose to feed back the Infestor. He might choose to just storm the Lings. I don't know, but there's a lot of Ultras on the way. And the economy is booming for the Zerg player right here. 81 to 68. DoctaD is moving out. Zealot Sentry. The Sentry's going to be pretty much useless unless he's able to land a force field on only my Lings and not my gigantic fat asses. And he's actually looking to be aggressive. He really wants to take out this extra base, and indeed he will. All because of that pylon, man. And, you know, I should have some Lings on the towers, but I don't. I've got so many Lings. Oh, but I do see him on the whatever. I'm going to be engaging. These Ultras going the wrong way. Infestor's going the wrong way. He's lifting up what Infestors he can, but the Fungal's going off. At this point, I realize my Lings aren't doing anything against these Archon Zealots. Going to back them off, let my Ultras get in there. But those Lings are just so eager to fight. They're going to go right on in. And these Infestors continuing to fungal, but the armor of the Ultras, 4 armor against just 10 attack from the Zealots times 2. That would mean just 12 damage swing for those Ultras, or for the Zealots on those Ultras. And actually, these Phoenix are doing pretty good damage to my Infestors, killing quite a few of them. Should have used some Infested Terrans a little bit earlier, and they're just kind of chilling. No, Infestors, what are you doing, you fat-ass slugs? Continuing to rally Zerglings, I want to bust down this Forge. Ultras are amazing at destroying buildings. Down goes the Forge, he's producing more Archons, and I don't know if I saw any Storms last time. This Archon actually doing a good job of blocking. I want to destroy this Pylon, disable the Gateway, disable the Cannon, and clear some more space for my Ultras. More Lings swarming in, just continuing to rally. 32 on the way. And this is because of this Macro Hatch, and I did finally get an extra Queen. Macro Hatch for Zerg, so good. Food count now 176 to 126. Unorthodox Ultraless build looks like it might just do the trick. Protoss is on 3 bases, but his harvest count now dwindling down to 55, 58, 56. And the GG from DoctaD. These Ultras just busting through everything. Man, he tried to get some Void Rays out, but he realized it just wouldn't be enough, and it'd be a little bit too late. And the Ling rally was incredibly potent. Tons of Lings in there with their Adrenal Glands, with the +1. Not the best upgrades. Probably could have doubled Evo Chambered it with all my excess money, but a fun little build there. It's a build that you often see against Terran, and you don't see against Protoss too often. But if I had to change it, I would say bust down these rocks much sooner and take your extra base, get another evolution chamber, and also put Lings on all the towers and scout out the high ground. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun to play. I didn't really expect to win this handily using this build. And as always, thanks for watching. I love you long time. Fap, 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 fap.